the only person that would do something like that, bro.
Quinn, did you look at my character?
See, do the
I
fake.
did.
You like hers?
I do.
Oh, bro, hold on.
Nope.
Oh.
Hold on. Hold on.
Holding.
Hold on. Hear a little scuff chat. Okay, there we go.
I'm scared.
Be
You
scared.
should be.
Cool. Okay, so before we start, any questions?
Yes.
How much money do I got? I don't remember.
Gosh.
You're poor.
I'm
Yeah,
not
You
poor.
didn't keep up with it? That's
You got-
something to
you
you proud
should
I
have
got
of.
like
26.
50.
You should
I
have
got like
26.
56 or something. Well, okay, yeah, 20. But if we're counting the plates,
Oh,
I
we
haven't
got-
sold the
I
plates
We
don't
haven't
know.
done anything with
You
the
guys ever
plates.
saw the plates?
No,
We
not
haven't
yet.
sold them yet. So
Okay, so
No.
I
You
got
haven't sold the
like $26.
to put that in
something like
wrap,
that. Where?
go to
Is it
your
not-
inventory and click on your gold and adjust it.
Yeah, right. Is it not already
I didn't
there?
know it was that easy. It's 29. Mario, can I have 2 extra gold pieces so I don't have to change it?
Roll me a charisma saving throw. You have a
Fuck.
disadvantage. You have to roll 20.
I have to
Bro,
roll
go
20.
fuck yourself, little bro. Go fuck
I'll do it.
yourself.
Sounds
I'll
like you
roll a
gotta
20
change
right
it,
now.
girl.
No, you
I
ain't.
rolled a nat 1.
Yeah, no, you
Girl.
ain't.
I will not be rolling a 20
Alright, there
right
you go.
now.
It's 27. No, you ain't.
Did I say you have to roll 20? I said you have to roll nat 20.
Girl, I also got a
Yeah,
We're just
That's
getting him out of the way
insane.
now. Get him out of the way now.
Get
Yeah,
him out
that's
of the
what
way
I did.
now,
I was
yeah.
beating my D&D Beyond the Death before we go.
Do you all
Oh,
have
man.
dice like actually, or do you just like have like a roller?
No,
Through
the
the
website.
website.
Yeah, the website
I'm
has a
rolling
dice roller.
IRL 'cause
Mo
I
has
don't-
dice.
I have dice. Because I also, my account said to shit itself, so I can't really roll. So we roll IRL.
Your account what?
Shit itself.
I thought you said censored itself.
Not
No.
quite.
Alright, DOB all ready. Is Mario ready?
Yeah, let's get it started here.
Alright, let's go.
Okay. Right, so we open in the capital of the lush green city nation of Verdona, where plant life thrives, and its liveliness is reflected not just in the vegetation, but also in its inhabitants. Within a tavern dwells our very lovely. What is your character name again?
Who?
Ooh.
Go ahead, Guggen.
Oh, Finn. Finn Larkin.
Finn. Finn Larkin, who is currently drinking down a pint of beer when suddenly approached by the bartender. You know, you've been in here for, I think, three consecutive days you've been in this tavern. What exactly is it that you're looking to find at the bottom of this glass?
That's for me to know, and for you to keep brewing the drinks.
Fine. Just so you know, though, you can't forget what happened back at that brewery. You simply have to just continue living with it.
But man, the bugs were huge. They were so big and on fire.
You didn't tell me they were on fire. You know what? I will get you one more drink today, but then I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
This is your bar.
All of a sudden, 3 rogue thugs come up behind Finn as they start to ask various questions about you and begin to take suspicion with your appearance. They say, "Oi, you can't just come into our turf and expect to get away with it without having to pay some sort of like fine. You look as if you have a bit of coin on you."
What are you
Well, come on, then.
gremlins talking about?
Hand over the coin. We each want 10 gold each. Come on.
No. Why would I ever do that? I may be drunk, but it does not mean I'm just gonna give you my wallet.
Look, pretty boy. You clearly are new here, so here's how things are gonna work. Alright? You're gonna answer to us 3 now. Yeah?
No,
And you're
no,
not going to
no.
make any complaints about it.
No. Here's how this is gonna work. You 3 are gonna answer to me. And when I sober up,
Excuse me?
I'm gonna kick your ass.
excuse me? And one of them sort of pulls out a pocket knife, and it looks like they're ready to attack you.
I just glare at them. Just mean. Just like an angry glare directly like into their soul.
Roll intimidation for me.
That is a natural 20 plus 6.
Jesus Christ! Okay.
They shit their
Immediately,
pants.
the thug begins. I was gonna say the thug begins to wince as one of them straight up leaves, like straight up runs away, pissing his pants, just kind of like leaves the tavern. And the other one looks at his boss and goes, "Look, we don't need that guy. We're still 2-on-1. We can take this guy and we can show him who's boss, eh?" And he sort of like looks at you, sees the glare in your eyes, and kind of trembles as he holds his knife. And then all of a sudden, as this ordeal is happening, at the corner of the room, we meet yet again Rakimi, drinking down her sorrows as she always does, kind of oblivious to what's happening, but once notices that Finn is in the room, same as her, and is being attacked. Rakimi, how do you react to that?
I don't give a fuck.
Rakimi sort of just continues to drink her glasses, like, ugh, she can handle it. I don't care. And do me a favor.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Continue.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna ask you to roll initiative, but
Oh, well, I was gonna say, I look at the one who was trying to convince the other one, and how tall are these things?
they're the same height as like relative like dwarves. They're like dwarves.
Okay, I crouch down, and then I sit crisscross applesauce, and I look at the one with the dagger in his hand, and I say, "Why don't you hand that over? And we don't need anything else to happen. You guys can run off, and then bring me 10 gold each."
Roll me persuasion real quick.
13.
He sort of looks at you and he goes, Look, I will not be convinced to do things that on my home turf you can't you can't just manipulate me into doing what you want me to do." And he's sort of like very afraid, very visibly, of like what it is that you're doing, but like is not going to be deterred by this, as he still thinks that he can probably take you. He's still just very afraid.
I would like to stand back up and just smile at them both.
Roll me another intimidation.
That
Yeah, this will
is
depend on what.
13. Fuck.
Roll me with advantage, just because I feel like
Okay.
you would already.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they're already scared of me. That's a 23.
Holy shit.
Immediately, both of them sort of just like look at each other, and then the leader puts away his knife and goes, "Look, we can come back later, all right? We don't need to be here right now. We can
No,
just."
you don't have to go anywhere. Just how about this? Why don't you? And I point at the one who put away his knife. Go on over to the barkeep and order a nice big tall glass of ale for me. I look at the other one and I say, and you go do the same thing, but give it to that person off in the corner. And I point towards Ramiki.
I love ale.
Roll me persuasion again with advantage, since you kind of have them under your thumb.
Sure. Uh, 15.
Yeah. They sort of like wince a little bit, and they're like, "Fine, whatever. It's me spending money having to." Anyway, he goes over to the bartender, and he literally gets a pint of ale, and he comes back to it. And he goes, "What, you said that?" That gentleman over there, yeah?
Yep. That's the one.
Fine. And he sort of like heads over to Rakimi and says, "Look, that fella over there is very scary, I will admit, but he wanted me to give you this. I don't know why, or what relation you two have, but
Ah,
here."
well, cheers. Thanks.
He sort of like goes, uh, you're welcome. Still very confused, and immediately just leaves the bar. With this, what else would you guys like to do in this bar?
Well, let me drink my ale.
I would like to stop the other one, the one who brought me the drink, before he leaves, if possible.
Sure. So you kind of like immediately hold him on the shoulder, and he sort of like slowly looks around, still fear visibly in his eyes.
I crouch back down, and I say, thanks for the drink. Next time, maybe just a little tip for you. Maybe figure out who you're dealing with before you try to rob them. Don't go in blind. It'll cost you. And then I pat him on the head and shove him out the door myself.
As you do that, you sort of shove him out of the door. He starts kind of running away, but then the other one that initially ran away starts to come back. But this time he's not alone. He's brought what looks to be members of the Royal Guard. And he sort of like approaches the bars. That's the one! That's the one right there, please! Help! And he sort of like, the Royal Guard goes, you're Finn Larkin, correct?
Nope, not me. Name's Robert.
Roll me deception.
Sure. Please don't fail me now.
You
Oh,
have to
fuck
roll a D,
yeah.
so you have to. I was gonna say the DC on this is very high, and that's not it.
Bro, I got an 8.
They sort of like look at each other and go, lying to members of the Royal Guard is an offense.
I didn't lie. I'm intoxicated, so I don't know who I am or who you are. You say royal?
Look,
Congrats to you guys. Born into it. It's always great, I assume.
look, you're not in any trouble. It is unfortunate that you have gone around and intimidated members of the public. I'm assuming you were provoked?
God, provoked. I'm sitting there drinking my ale, and these 3 little things come up to me and they tried to rob me. They said, "You can't come into our turf and expect not to pay her." It's like there were some land pirates trying to take my gold.
Cartoon crab.
So I simply told them to be on their merry way, and as they're on their way out, I asked for a drink. For my sorrows.
For your sorrows.
Yeah, all the pain and trouble they caused for me trying to take my gold.
Look, you're not in any trouble, as I said before.
Mm.
You have actually been chosen by Queen Sansa herself for a very specific mission.
Yo!
Okay. What does that mean for me? Like, what do I have to? Do I have to go like talk to her? Or?
The Queen will explain this all in detail once, but we're gonna have to ask you to come with us. Now, we also do need 3 other members of your party back at the brewery expedition.
Oh. I mean, yeah, okay. Just 3? I mean, there were a couple of us.
Yes, just 3. The ones that you think would best represent Verdona, let's put it that way.
I kind of scoff and scratch my head, rub my forehead while I think. I say, alright, is there like a meeting place that I should go when I have them, or?
Well, No. So basically, actually, roll me. I think I need to roll for this. The royal guard sort of just looks at you and goes, "Once you have them, please head up towards the castle, and we will see you all there, and we will guide you in to the throne room as needed."
Yeah, okay, I can do that.
Just so you know, by the way,
Wrong.
gambling is an offense in Verdona, but we're not going to arrest you for that because you have been requested by the queen herself for some reason. We don't know why, but here you are.
I know not why you bring this up for. I've never gambled in Verdona.
Roll me deception again.
It's true.
Oh, you've never really actually?
I haven't
Damn.
gambled in Verdona.
Oh, damn. Okay. They sort of look at each other and go, "Well, very well.
Oh, you got me there.
Look, as long as
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got me there, I was gonna say." They kind of look at each other and go, "Well, look, we understand your history, and we just ask you to please keep those dice packed away in the pocket."
Absolutely. One question: where did you learn that?
We work for the elemental sovereign of Verdona. You expect us not to have this information?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Fair. Follow up. Does anybody else know? Like, besides co-workers of yours?
The queen has asked us to keep it under wraps as much as possible since you are needed by her, but I wouldn't be surprised if word of mouth has not gone around.
Oh. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll gather my crew and be there.
Excellent. Very good. We expect you there in, do you think you'll need more than 3 hours?
I mean, I haven't seen any of them in a month. May I ask for at least 12?
He sort of looks at you and goes, "Very well. We will give you half a day. However, we do know where you can find one of them."
Oh?
Indeed, actually, it was of a species that we haven't seen in a long time, one that's only known to a distant island.
Where might they be?
Perhaps check. Yes, perhaps check the town square, the local shopping district. They tend to frequent there.
Ah. Well, I appreciate your information that you've shared with me, and as I'm starting to like sober up, I thank them for dealing with the 3 rugrats who tried to rob me.
They sort of like nod their head and they sort of just head back on their patrol as if like not heading back towards the castle, but going other places, almost as if they're actually looking themselves. With that, I want to quickly swap over to said shopping district. Grim, what is Lilac doing right now?
She is nursing the poor.
That sounds like a very Lilac thing to do. Lilac sort of is like giving food and drink to people who perhaps beggars on the street, perhaps people who less fortunate don't have housing within Verdona. When all of a sudden, a hooded figure sort of lightly brushes against you.
I glance at them and size them up, and I put one of my hands on my sword and ready myself.
You sort of hear almost some magical messaging. It's like it's very and specifically it's in a language only you should know to be able to speak. Yet this person also speaks it, and she sort of goes in magical messaging, "This way, follow me.
Mm. I trail behind them, keeping a large distance.
Very fair. So the creature set or the figure sort of like walks towards like the regular like the main area, the big shopping district, but then sort of like takes a sharp left into an alleyway.
Slowly follow them into the alley.
Roll me a roll me perception real quick because I want to see exactly
21.
I want to see if you see exactly what is. Oh, you do. Okay, so like you sort of like literally see the figure as they're walking. Their skin kind of is like the color of yours. It's like very like pale, almost purplish. Um, and they sort of like look a little bit to the left, and immediately you notice that their ears are pointed like yours. And they sort of like take off their hood. They have heterochromia, so their eyes, one eye is blue, the other is green. And they sort of look at you and go, Lilac Farafairy?
Yes. To whom do I have the pleasure of speaking to?
Someone who you will get to know in great detail.
If you are someone my parents have sent to fetch me, your fate will not end here.
Fair enough, I know not your parents, but I know you.
Do you now?
You're quite a legend, actually.
And what of you?
My name is Lilia. Lilia Darkmoor.
Interesting. And why did you get me to follow you into this dark alley?
Because I wish to test you.
A test?
I wish to test to see if you truly are capable of saving this world.
If it is something that my great lord Savras requests, I'm more than capable of passing any test.
It is quite typical of the elvish people of Davenport to have faiths, but Savras I've never heard of.
That is not much of your concern, now, is it?
Immediately, she sort of like smiles to herself and kind of like flicks her wrist and snaps her fingers, and immediately around you, the terrain completely changes. Like straight up changes to, and let me find it. This. It's the
Whoa.
grassy. There is a giant lake in the center. And within that,
Mine.
sort of like,
Oh.
oh, girl, it's like kind of weird. Fuck.
I fucking hate
Hold on.
Google Slides. This shit's
Bro, it's like,
Control-
it's buns, bro.
yeah, that's not gonna work, Mario. It's because
no,
that layer
right
is
click
under.
on the small, right? Yeah, right click on the small picture and bring it to the front. Can you do that? Order. Go to order.
Dude.
Order. Bring to front, and then
Bless.
Period.
Hooray.
Okay.
There we go.
Where's Grooms? And I'm not there, Mario. Get rid of me.
Oh yeah, it's not you, girl. Hold on.
Who is that?
That's me.
I cannot see it.
Did I send you
Hold
my
on, let me
picture,
get
Mario?
this.
I don't remember anymore.
You
Let me
did.
send it to you.
I don't think you did. No.
Okay.
Honestly,
Okay.
grab a purple square and I would be fine with it.
I was gonna say, hold on a second. I need to make it small.
Perfect.
There we go. And immediately, Lilia sort of like from the distance, we're gonna use Rakimi as kind of like a layout for Lilia. Why not?
Bro.
From a distance, Lilia looks at you and says, "Well then, if your great Savros wishes, come at me with everything you have. Roll initiative for me."
Ooh.
Ay, ay, ay. Got our initiatives. Why not?
He doesn't want people want someone. What the hell?
Wait, where is initiative? Someone help.
Okay.
It's the one next to your armor class.
Oh, girl, 22.
Damn.
Oh, wait,
Oh,
that's not initiative. Is that
shit.
initiative? It's INT.
I think that's intelligence.
That's
Yeah, I
no.
think
initiative.
Initiative.
your
Initiative
initiative
is-
yeah.
9.
Nine.
Oh, you're
Chop.
good.
Oh, yo,
Ooh.
You
well,
are
it's a
going
1v1,
second,
so I
girl.
mean, yeah.
I do fear Lilia rolled a 12, so that would be Lilia's attack first.
Yeah.
Lilia sort of like moves towards you. Taking regular, and each square, by the way, is 5 feet, so just going straight
Yeah.
up the 5 feet towards you. So 5, 10,
Is that
15,
my
20,
evil
25,
twin?
30. It might just be, girl. And Lilia sort of like keeps looking at you. And with her attack action, she takes her quarterstaff and just kind of keeps it by her side. She's now going to. Yeah, she's actually going to cast Magic Missile on you.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh,
What's that?
a magic missile, girl.
You're
A
gonna get
fucking nuke.
Why?
Oh my god.
I don't know, because she wants to die, like, so badly today, apparently.
No, you should have said. You should have been like. that one
There is no
time.
armor class hit for Magic Missile. Magic Missile is just that
What?
powerful. Take 3 points of damage.
You're just gonna get it.
Damn.
Okay, I'm
Holy
down to
fuck.
12.
You
It's
you
okay.
should have told her. You should have just told her to put your weapons down in your magic den. It should have just 1v1 to the damn ring, bro.
Dude, just fisticuffs.
Wait.
Yes.
I was
Question,
gonna say.
What
Mario.
the hell?
Yeah.
If I do, like, quote-unquote best her, does she die?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
She doesn't implode.
She's not.
Boo!
She's actually not even done yet. She's also going to cast
Oh,
Misty Step at
Oh.
2nd level.
okay. Second level.
So-
Okay.
Jesus.
What does
Okay.
that do?
Okay.
You gonna slip and slide?
And immediately she's just surrounded sort of in like mist
Mm-hmm.
and makes it this close to you.
Okay.
Immediately within sight.
Oh.
That's a little close.
If she wanted to kiss, she could have just asked.
From son.
Bully her.
That's what I'm saying.
Who
Okay, is
literally
she
gets
done
hurt.
with her nonsense?
That is the end of her turn.
Okay, cool.
What the fuck? That's a long ass
Um,
turn.
Gonna cast inflict wounds. It doesn't have a hit thingy next to it. It just says con 13.
Okay, so she has to have a Constitution saving throw of 13. Let me see.
Okay.
It hits.
Bless.
Where do you see that? How do you do that?
It hits for 16.
Oh my
Whoa!
god.
Damn, beat her
Jeez.
ass.
16. Damn.
That's what I'm
Very good.
saying. Holy shit.
Immediately, she is going to now look at you and go, very well. Perhaps you do have what it takes to save this world, but I am not done just yet. And she sort of like immediately fire starts to emanate from her hands. And she begins to like,
Wait. She's not dead yet. She's not finished. Can I use
no,
this spell?
no, she's not done yet.
Can I use my bonus
Um,
action?
You may.
Okay, can I bonus action Shield of Faith?
You may, yeah.
That puts a +2 armor points for me.
+2 bonus class or armor class? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Immediately, she begins to wind up this spell that kind of like emanates fire from her hands. And as she sort of like looks at you again, instead of firing directly at you, she kind of like puts her fist to the ground, and immediately fire bolts start to like come from the ground directly towards you. Make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Dirty.
Oy.
Is that under the saving throws or is that under the regular dexterity at the top?
Saving throws.
Okay. 14.
Very nice. It will still hit, but you will take half damage.
Okay. Which is?
Let me roll for that. You take 8 damage.
God damn.
Girl,
After
don't
that-
die.
That's what I'm saying.
Are you
After
trying to kill
that-
Grim?
What's going
After
on?
that,
After that, she is actually going to.
No.
No, yeah.
the fuck she is.
I'm gonna wave my fingers for her face. No, no,
No.
you're not.
I was gonna say, how does she react to this? She's actually going to Misty Step again.
Okay.
Grim, how much health do you have?
4.
Damn!
I tell this bitch to back off.
Like, girl, just stand down, surrender. It's okay. We can lose
Hey.
sometimes.
How does she do this? Let me see.
What?
I'm gonna cross my fingers that you're near my treehouse. I'm gonna jump this bitch when it happens.
Hey, Quinn was supposed to be finding her, so hopefully Quinn's like stalking her. He's gonna pop up and be like, "Hey, what the fuck is happening?" type shit.
Yeah, no, just for future reference, during this battle, is this happening at the same time as what's going on at
Yes.
the? Okay. Okay.
At
Well,
the same
no.
time
So
as,
it
like,
happened
you're in the.
after. You're currently heading to the
Okay.
the shopping district.
Cool.
So this fight is
Man.
happening while Quinn is on his way to.
Yes.
Yes.
You could have
And
given
she's
that
gonna
woman a
miss this time.
nasty right hook.
She's going to Misty Step directly behind you.
Oh,
Oh,
she's gonna
God.
shoot her.
She said, "Let me whisper sweet nothings in your ear."
Girl, you gotta step. Whack that bitch from behind. Poke her eye out.
Is she done with her?
That's her turn. That is her
Oh,
turn.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Bro, like,
Mario, tap back in.
do
Oh,
I know
girl,
how
my
much
bad.
health remaining she has?
Mo, did you look at General?
I did.
Do I know how much like health remaining she has, Mario, or is it just like a mystery?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not giving you all that information. Question 0.
Cool. By the way, I'm on 4 HP.
You're gonna.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
diagram.
Well, I mean, I low key might, cause if I
Pray
use
to
an
your God
item
to
that's
smite
in
this
my
bitch.
bag. Wait a minute, that's a great idea.
Roll me. Actually, you won't even need to know this. You sort of like
Damn.
look at your bag, and then you realize it's empty. There is nothing
What?
in it.
Damn!
She
Holy
shanked
shit,
your
dude.
ass.
Did you get robbed?
You are in Lilia's plane of existence right now,
Oh,
meaning
okay.
so
she
you
has like
have
literally
nothing.
made it. She has literally
Oh.
made it so that no items have appeared.
Ah, this.
Hmm.
She really did
cheating.
domain expansion you.
Cheating.
Ha.
Bitch,
Like you might be cooked.
I can't save you. Girl.
No.
I believe. I believe.
You got something up your sleeve,
So
right?
She's robbed everything from me. That's crazy. Girl, no.
Oh, you right. My bad.
I just don't want to use all my spells. Ugh.
If you use
Okay.
one, can you not use it again?
You can,
Well,
but
no,
you
it
have
just takes
maximum
up
slots.
Lot. Yeah.
You said what? Sorry.
You
It
can't
just
have
takes up-
maximum slots.
Yeah, so I only can use 3 of my first level spells per day.
Grimace.
I'm already done.
A day?
Grimace, you're
Mhm.
gonna die.
Oh, just use
I'm
the spell. Oh, you can
You're
use
gonna
aware.
flop over, girl.
You can
Use
use
your
Pull
the
out
spell
a
again
gun.
tomorrow.
Bah, bah, bah.
You could use another one tomorrow. The same spell again tomorrow.
I mean, you can use
Yes.
the same
yes.
spell 3 times in a row, but you can only use 3 spells per day.
Girl,
Okay,
just use
short
the
rest.
spell.
It's okay. I'm gonna cast a guiding bolt.
Immediately as you do that, she
What?
sees what you're doing, and as a reaction, she casts shield.
Of course, she has shield. You ugly bitch.
She has 5 extra armor class from that.
What?
5.
That is not it.
Wait, I didn't even fucking roll. Oh no, I was in shock of what you were saying. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, I was gonna say.
I did not roll 5.
Go ahead and roll.
I rolled 17.
Oh, you barely hit.
Oh my
Damn.
god, bro.
You barely hit. It's crazy.
11 radiant damage. Kill her,
She sort of winces a second,
bro.
and immediately, as the guiding bolt goes forward, it bounces off of her, and she kind of like gets pushed back a little bit. And before you can do anything else, she goes, "Enough! I yield." And she sort of like ends the plane of existence immediately, and looks at you and goes, perhaps they were right. Perhaps you do have what it takes. And she sort of like looks at you, approaches you, and goes, "In a week's time, find me again." And she sort of, yet again, misty steps away out of sight, and you have no idea where she is now.
Well, that was something. So am I back to the alley?
Yes, you're back in the alleyway. You notice as well that your wounds that you would have gotten from that fight completely healed.
God.
You did use your spell slots though.
Dropped it.
Tragic.
Just one?
2.
Two?
Well, no, it depends on what she. It depends on what she. Yeah.
Guiding
Yeah.
and unfucked wounds.
What'd you do? I don't understand.
So like in order to cast spells, you have to use spell slots. And that's what she would have done in that fight.
So you used two to cast the one spell, or did you cast 2 different spells?
I cast 2 different spells, so it took up 2 out of the 3 that I have.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Lilac, with this information, what would you like to do?
I would like to go get out of the alley, go back to the town square,
Mhm.
and just vibe.
Okay, so you sort of like head back into the town square, and as you're kind of looking around, you know, you're sort of like tending to the sick, still kind of like buzzing from what just happened, still not understanding anything. You see a familiar face, one that you have not seen in a month, actually.
I think that's
You're
your
gonna tell
line.
Are like we within range?
You have the ability. You see them, but
Okay.
you do not know exactly. You like you recognize them, but you don't have the ability to communicate from them from this far.
And I assume that
I-
it's me, and I say I'm looking around for Lilac in the Times Square.
I would like to approach Finn.
You approach what you see,
Yes.
and it is actually not Finn. You recognize. Actually, roll me insight.
Who the fuck is it then?
That is an 11.
You
Uh,
barely
maybe-
are able to recognize this person. and you recognize them as Roland Tux.
Oh God. Oh, I'm supposed to say something.
I mean, it depends on what you guys would like to do with that.
So I rolled to find out who it was, and like I'm in within speaking range, or am I still like just like
Yeah,
kind of
that's what I was
far?
saying. Are
Like,
you so far away? I'm gonna have to squint my eyes to look across.
You sort of, well, again, do you want to approach? Well, you've already approached, so I would say, yeah, you're in speaking range.
hello, Lady Roland. It's been a while.
Roland turns her head. A very questioning look in her face. Hello? Oh,
Roll me insight as well to see if you remember. You remember
is he?
Lilac.
If I remember this woman, hello. because no one comes up to talk to her. This is like the last thing she needs right now. A 15.
You do
Do I
remember Lilac.
Oh, Lilac. Hello. Sorry, no one ever comes up to me. I'm someone everyone avoids. What are you doing here?
I am assisting those who are less fortunate than us. What brings you to the town square?
Great questions, though I shall not answer, for you may hurt me.
I can assume your daily activities based off of our first encounter.
Yes, of course, I hope so.
While I disapprove of your actions, I will not interfere with them.
Thank you.
You sort of like, and this is Roland specifically, you sort of like look at Lilac and like with a genuine expression of thank you, kind of like continue to size up everyone else around the city to see like, you know, who would be the best for your put it lightly, your endeavors.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
So you sort of like look around the town square, the busy as hell shopping district, and I need to emphasize that part. And you sort of like size up the crowd to see who would be the best for your endeavors, to put it lightly.
You get that from Miss Roland.
This is how she's gonna look around.
Okay, and in that moment, as you sort of leave Lilac, another figure approaches. And Lilac, you distinctly remember this person as Finn Larkin.
Lilac!
Finn.
Oh,
It's been a while, Sir Finn.
You're still drunk. You're gonna be drunk.
I'm slightly less intoxicated from wandering.
Are you all
Roll me a
right?
Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
Please. 17.
You are not drunk.
Thank God.
are you all right, Sir Finn? You smell heavily of
I'm fine.
alcohol.
I'm fine. I had a very sobering morning. Well, let's put it that way.
Really? I would say
Yeah.
the same if I was intoxicated at one point.
Well, I've been looking for you. It related to my
Really?
very sobering morning. I was in the bar. Well, so I was in a tavern, and I've been there for a couple of days. I don't want to talk about it. Okay, those spiders really got to me.
Uh,
And unrelated, I did see Verkimi there. They
oh,
were also drowning in their sorrows of what have you.
How unfortunate.
Yes, well. But then these three, wow, what were they? Gnomes, elves, something small, came up to me and attempted to take my money. They pulled out
Oh.
a dagger and tried to rob me.
Are you alright?
I'm great. I looked him in the eyes and I said, "Get me a drink," and
Oh.
they did so.
Well,
And
I'm
then
glad you weren't hurt.
then they kind of fucked off. One of them, however, brought royal guards to me. Uh, and they know who I am, which just to kind of give you an update, I I have a gambling problem. I was born into it.
Oh.
It's bad, but it's illegal here, so I haven't done anything yet.
I
Anyways,
see.
they know who I am. They know what I've done. But the queen, the elemental, has asked for me, uh, and three of my comrades to go into some sort of mission.
How interesting.
And now I have to pick three comrades to go into whatever this mission is. And I've only got like 10 hours left. The
10
walk.
hours.
Yeah, they gave me 12. The walk was long. Plus, I was a little drunk still, so I got a little mixed up.
I
Um,
see.
Anyways, I would like to invite you along, and then we can go find two of the other Rugrats and bring them along.
I will happily accept this invitation. Thank you. I believe Lady Roland was around here just a moment ago.
Ah.
I'm not sure where she wandered off to though.
I kind of like cup my hands around my mouth, and I just yell out, "Roland! Roland!"
While that's happening, Roland, can you do me a favor?
Yar.
I want you to make me a perception check.
Okay.
You have to roll pretty high for this because you're already. Okay. Is that plus your modifier?
Hold on, let me
Which is
scroll
plus-
up.
I think your modifier is +3, I think. But it's like 21.
So 21, yeah.
Um,
I hear that shit, bro.
You're sort of like, as you hear that, you sort of like are midway towards the next person that you're trying to. I'm assuming you're trying to pickpocket someone, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Mama needs money for food.
Of course. So you're kind of like midway to pickpocketing someone. You hear that, and as you're sort of like hearing that, you kind of look up, and the person that you're trying to pickpocket meets you eye to eye. Roll me insight real quick.
God damn. Oh fuck. A 1.
God.
Shit. Oh god. You sort of like look at this person with a very confused face. They don't look familiar to you at all, but this other person recognizes you a little bit. Jasmine, can you roll me insight, please?
Tina.
Zina? Yeah.
Yes, when I find it.
Okay.
You're good.
It's in that long column, Zena, that I showed you.
A 13.
Ooh,
Well, damn.
And, and I think that's plus your modifier. Oh wait, I already added your modifier.
Yeah.
Yeah, 14. You recognize this person. You vaguely remember their name. You remember their last name specifically as being Tux. and remember that their first name had an R.
Tusk. Tusk.
Ma'am? Oh,
You also
Just
remember, sorry,
looking at
you also remember that you would have encountered her at the brewery when she was part of the team that rescued your life.
do I
just
remember her?
looking at.
Mm-hmm.
She's just looking at you. She's just
Oh,
quiet. She's just looking. She's like, oh.
staring contest.
It's like, why the fuck are you
Nice.
here?
Um, do I'm so sorry, ma'am. It's not what it looks like. Just she's never gotten caught before like this. You look beautiful today. Roland scratches the back of her neck, sweats. Cold sweat is dripping down her face. She's never been caught like this before. Her mysterious facade is gone.
I feel like maybe I should leave you be.
Yeah, it's been really hard for me recently. Tears are streaming down her face because I haven't been able to eat in weeks, a month.
I-
So,
Are you You're just hungry?
yes, ma'am.
I have
you
some bread in my
spared me?
bag. I can give you some bread.
Really? You would do that?
Yeah.
For someone like me? How thoughtful, ma'am.
Jasmine, grabs the bread, hands it to her a little awkwardly.
Thank you so much. How? She takes a big old bite of it. Then she takes another. It's all gone. I've never had bread this good. It's so filling, ma'am. You have done a great deed today. May the gods be forever in your favor. She
I-
I don't know how to. I would like Lilac and Finn to make an Arcana check for me.
For
Okay.
what?
All
A
right.
what?
14.
Because your tears are so powerful, they're
15.
magical.
Where's
No,
Arcana?
no. Arcana is like magical. Like it allows you to recall lore about spells, magic items, and the plane of existence. It's exactly what's written here. So like it allows you to like sense magic almost.
Oh, tell me we
Um,
sense the tears.
You don't sense the tears, but both of you are able to sense a being that is only from one specific region in Verdona, and that is Paladina.
Hmm. I look over to Lilac and I say, You getting that too? Or is that just me?
I'm getting that as well. I think it best if we head over and investigate.
I close my eyes and like kind of just shake my head around as if I'm like trying to sniff it out, but I'm not actually sniffing. I'm just like using my brain.
Where are we, by the way, at this moment?
We're in the capital of Verdona,
Which is
like the main capital. I didn't really name the capital, but
If
it's like inside of like the
like looking at
um
the world map. Where are we?
bottom left in that
Yeah,
like
bottom
castle-ish area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now, am I able to like track where this is going? Like, can I already
yes.
know where it is, or do I have to roll?
Kind of like
Roll,
Kinda like a
yeah. So
pool.
roll a
Perception or investigation?
Say investigation.
Okay. Fuck. 12.
We'll say that hits.
Okay. Sick. I close my eyes and imagine sort of like a stream of this like of this specific type of arcana, and I open my eyes wide, and I can still see it as if it's right in front of me, and I just start following it. I look back at Lilac and I say, "Well, follow me."
I trailed behind slowly.
As you all sort of like make your way up the street, you stop to find Roland, and you also stop to find both of you. Roll me insight.
I see if you remember.
Oh, my insight is shit. I got a natural 1 plus my modifier of 1.
13.
Finn, you don't recognize this person, but you, Lilac, are able to recognize this person as the person that you would have rescued a month ago, back at the brewery. Now you're not aware of her full nature, but you do recognize her.
I look over at Lilac and I go, "Who is that with Roland?"
Do you not remember, Finn? Back at the brewery, there were 2 people we saved. One a brutish orc, and the other one a beautiful kitsune lady. That, my friend,
Yeah,
is the one we saved.
I'm not gonna lie, most of that, except for the plates in my bag, I've like blocked out mentally. I don't
see.
know what happened
Oh,
in
man.
there.
That is rather unfortunate. But
Yeah.
it seems that Lady Roland is in a bit of an awkward situation.
It looks
I think
like
it best if we aid her.
looks like Roland doesn't know who she is either.
Um,
I'm gonna walk over there and put a hand on Roland's back, saying, "Hey, long time no see. Are you okay?"
Finn, what the fuck are you doing here? I mean, language. Sorry.
Bro, don't
Yeah,
language yourself.
What?
Lock in.
Logan. Sorry. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just I'm just a little poor. Had to ask this beautiful woman for food.
Can-
What are you doing?
Can I take a look inside of Roland's like coin purse and see if there's anything in there at all?
Excuse me?
Um, yeah. Roll me investigation.
Okay. That would be 18.
Yeah, you do notice it's a lot
Counter
better.
roll that. Get out my bag, weirdo.
Not yours.
Oh, I thought you said my bag.
No.
The fuck?
No.
You do notice it's a lot fatter than a typical that like what would normally what you would expect of Roland. So like
Yeah.
Noah.
That's crazy. That took me a second.
A brokey.
So do I notice if there's like money or if it's stolen items?
Oh, I was going with the fat aspect, Xena.
Yeah.
You do notice there is stolen money in here.
Hmm.
And particularly a stolen plate. That looks very similar to one that you had.
Okay, I would like to take that plate and put it in my bag without anyone noticing.
You sort of like reach into her bag
Hmm.
and roll me sleight of hand.
Okay. That is 21.
Damn.
Yeah, no, without question. None
Why
the
do I
wiser
have
is
the
Roland.
plate?
Okay,
None the
now
wiser is Roland. Actually, I'll retcon that because I don't think you ever said that you had that.
whoa, wait. No. Just
What?
roll with it for a second.
Okay.
I take the plate out of Roland's bag and I kind of just like lightly hit her over the head with it. And I say, "Now is this mine, Ramiki's, or did it belong to that stupid fucking tavern man? I double check my bag and my plate's still in there. I say, well, I've got mine. That's 1 out of the 3.
First of all, ow. Um, I think it might have been the tavern man. I couldn't take his paintings of his wife, so I had to take a plate. My hands
Hmm.
are
I see.
up.
Okay, I put it back into the bag and slip in 2 gold pieces as well.
Does she notice that you're doing that?
Yeah, I wave the gold coins in her face and I say, "Well done." And I put everything back in the bag.
Not well done.
Yes.
I sigh in disappointment.
I
And
look back at
turn-
Lilac and I kind of just wave her off, like, "Ah, what do you
I
know?"
roll my eyes and I turn towards the kitsune lady. Hello, my dear. It's been a while. I don't think we caught each other's names the last time.
Oh, hello. I'm not one to be on a first name basis with many, actually.
I see. Is there
Bit
anything I
safer
can...
for all of us that way, I think.
Of course. Is there another name I can call you by then?
Perry.
Sounds fantastic, Perry. I am Lilac, and this would be Roland and Finn.
Hey,
Hello.
I don't that one. That one gives vibes I don't vibe with. She says as she's looking at Finn.
okay.
He means no harm. He's just had a bit of a rough day.
I look back at the kitsune and I just kind of glare.
And I glare right on back.
Both of you
That's-
roll for intimidation.
Gladly. Fuck, I rolled a 2. I got 8 total.
I have to find it.
Fuck.
Help.
It's like
It's
towards the
under-
middle.
Yeah, it's
Don't
under
let
the
me
big list.
forget my modifiers. I forget them sometimes.
Fuck.
Key.
Oh.
Ew.
Jasmine sort
I-
of glares at you, and in doing so, sort of like doesn't. You're not fully scared, but you sort of like back off instantly, like, oh, she's not fucking around, kind of thing.
I give her a smirk instead, kind of like a proud smirk. It's like,
I
oh,
say, if
okay,
it's
all right.
I fuck with it.
Yeah, kind of like a proud and respectful, like, okay, I see you. Yes, that. Perfect.
Reminder of the mission, by the way, while you're here.
Oh, right, yeah. Roland. So, long story short, I was drinking, saw Rikimi. That was cool. I almost got robbed, and I kind of just told him to like, fuck off, give me a drink, and then they left. One of them, however, came back with some royal guards, and they said that I have been chosen by the Queen Elemental of Verdona herself for a mission, and I must bring along 3 comrades with me. I left Rikimi at the bar because, well, drunk.
Mhm.
I'd been there for 3 days, and they were there when I arrived. I have not seen them leave. So, I searched far and wide. By far and wide, I mean stumbling through alleyways while I sober up. I found Lilac, and I have come to ask you as well if you would like to join our party for this mission, whatever the Queen has. And I've only got 10-ish hours left to assemble a team.
The queen?
Uh-huh. Yeah, that one. What?
She tries to resume her mysterious status again after fake crying. I would love nothing more than to assist the queen. In her brain, she's mentally fist pumping. Yes, yes, yes. The shit she could take home. It would be a great honor.
No, girl.
She
I would
puts
like-
her hand on Finn's shoulder and shakes him, and with the biggest smile on her face. She's never had to do something this big.
Is Roland visibly happy about this? Like overly happy about this?
No, but I feel like Finn or maybe Lilac can see that there's just a little spark in her eyes of being
Actually-
of the mention of the queen.
May I notice this
Roll-
spark, please?
Yes.
I was gonna say, roll me a. Yeah, Finn, roll me perception.
Gladly. That is a 16.
You see that Roland, it's not like this is very an important mission that like anyone would be happy to serve the Queen of Verdona. She is notably one of the most liked royals that in not just in Verdona, but in Polaris. But like so anyone would be happy to assist her. But she is like a little bit more excited for this than
Okay.
just beyond meeting the Queen and helping her.
I give her a look of first confusion to kind of tell her that I've noticed what's going on. And then I look at her with a look of, oh, here we go. And then I would like to cast message and whisper in her mind. I would like to say, Roland, please don't steal from the queen. Anybody else is fine. You can take from the guards. Just don't get caught. But not the queen. This one feels important.
Roland, you do hear this message. Message doesn't require a roll or anything.
Yep.
Okay, I can't respond,
I
can
just-
I?
Well,
You mentioned-
specifically you are like targeting Roland with this message, right?
Yes, only Roland hears this message.
Okay, Roland, you are able to whisper like with the nature of message. You don't have it yourself, but you are able to whisper back
Mm-hmm.
a message that only Finn can hear again.
It's a mental sigh, and I've never gotten caught.
I look at her, and I look very, very closely, and I whisper, "Are you sure?"
Can Roland just Roland, the straight face is going. Can you guys know the smirk that Flynn Rider did for Rapunzel? Can Roland put
Smolder?
can Roland
The
put
smolder?
her hand on Finn's shoulder and hit him with that and go, and just a simple little nod.
Roll me
And then-
deception.
and
I
then-
was gonna
and
say,
then
can
she-
you roll
she
me a
was
deception to see if that works
Yeah, roll
on me?
roll me deception.
Even persuasion would be fine.
Which one? Which one?
They're both charisma
Decep-
saving, so
deception.
yeah, deception.
Yeah, I would say deception.
11 plus. God, what's my thing? 4? 15.
And then
Your
Mario,
passive
do
perce-
I roll the same thing to see if it hit or like if it affects?
Your passive perception is 13.
Is it?
Oh, do I
don't-
just go off my passive there then?
You would typically.
Okay.
I will say that like you trust her not to the extent you believe she's never gotten caught, but that she is
Mhm.
skilled.
Okay. I continue the message and I say, "What are we gonna do with you? Maybe I should have gotten Rikimi."
Roland's just gonna take her arm off of Finn. She's gonna go back to straight face. She's just gonna nod again in acknowledgement. Yeah, you should have. Like, it's like, yeah, you should have. Nothing else. Nothing else. Just a nod.
I say, well, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Well, okay. I need one more person. Oh. Well, Fox Lady, since I figure you're right here, would you like to join us for a quest?
You've been drunk for the last 3 days, and the queen trusts you to do a quest?
Hey, listen, I didn't choose me. Okay, don't trust me.
But
Trust the
you're
queen.
trying to choose me. And why should I choose you?
Listen, we
Don't
saved
you have, like,
you from that.
Ooh.
What?
No, I just like that. I just like that.
We saved you
locked your
from that
ass.
cellar. Not the other way around. Okay.
Lilac saved me from that cellar?
Well, that's just not entirely true.
Let's
Now
not
I remember
delve
it.
into the details.
Yeah,
All
let's
that
not.
matters
I
is
don't
we're
really remember
here
them.
Today. Of course you do not.
It was scary, okay? God.
If Perry is to join our group, is it only 3 others, or can there be
Yeah,
more?
no, I specified.
Wait, hold on, can I pause a second? Cactus just sent me a message. This is so funny to me, Cactus. I realized it was a typo, but Cactus said, and I was so confused for a second. Hey, I have my character's backstory, but I can't send it because in order to do so, I would need to make it a lunch order. I don't really know what.
What? So,
A lunch order?
so
What was
what
I
was
supposed
the
to
correct
say?
words? Because I'm still lost.
To make it much shorter.
Ah,
Oh, someone's hungry. Cactus, did you eat today?
Bro,
Cactus.
I don't know how I typoed that. I really don't.
all right. Well, I look at Jasmine and I say, putting the details and whatever behind us, would you like to join us for a quest bestowed upon me by the queen? I'm sure it'll have quite a wealthy payout.
Yes. However, I do have one request if I go.
And that is?
If you happen to see a map with a star, it belongs to me.
Okay. I don't know what you think I was gonna do with some star map anyways, but if I see it nonetheless, I'll send it your way.
Deal then.
Now that
I put out my
that-
hand for a handshake with Jasmine.
She just looks at his hand.
I slowly pull it back and scratch my head as I turn away. And I point towards the castle stairs, and I say, "Well, now that we've got our crew, onward we go." I start walking towards the area of the palace where the queen resides.
Okay, so y'all are just gonna head towards the castle.
Wait. Aren't we in
Okay.
a shopping district?
Yeah, I
Yes,
walk
right now.
out of the
Can we
shopping
not
district.
do shopping?
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah,
you
get
can do
some-
you can do shopping if you want. It will be about an hour's walk to make it to the castle. Just keep that in mind.
okay.
And how much time do we have right now
10
left?
hours.
10. We have 10 hours.
10 hours. You're like literally fine.
We are going to
You're
go
fine.
shopping. Sir Finn,
Sure.
Yeah.
Lady Roland and Lady Perry, I believe that we should get geared up before we head to the palace and see what mission lies ahead of us.
I haven't been shopping in years, so this will be fun.
I hope you did not spend all your money at that bar.
Oh, please. I also have plates to sell, so I'm fine.
How?
I
We're good.
even what?
We're gonna. Sorry. Continue.
I even polished up the plates before I sat in the tavern for a few days, so that they're all nice and clean, and somebody could melt them down. They've got to be worth at least 15 silver per. And I've got 2.
And someone could very much well return them to their rightful owner.
Oh, rightful owner, rightful schmoner. That gnome back at the tavern, he was none the wiser. I didn't even, don't worry about it.
All right.
Can Roland chime in and say, I know a good dealer?
I look back at Roland and I whisper with a curious eye, yeah? Where?
There's a floral shop to the right of us. If you go 2 shops ahead, in a hidden cubby, there is a dealer that I like going to for all the trinkets I, in air quotation marks, she doesn't do air quotation marks, find. He knows some good deals. It's my go-to when I'm a little bit out of luck for the day.
I see. I put an arm around Roland's shoulder and I say, lead the way.
In
Wait.
1 hour's time, let us meet up together. You and Roland may go off. I will take Lady Perry with me.
Ah, sounds like a plan. We'll meet back here at, what, I guess.
It's around midday. Yeah.
It's around midday? Okay, I say, we meet back here at 2. See you then.
Be safe.
You as well?
Okay, so you guys are going off to do your shopping. Then.
Yes, me and Roland wander off to this secret bargain man.
Okay,
Guys,
as
like,
that's happening, before we get to the shopping, I want to cut back to the tavern real quick, where we see Rakimi still just drinking from sort of like this mug. Very clearly has just beer in it. Rakimi, roll me Constitution again.
Oh, girl. It is.
You are getting a little bit tipsy,
Okay.
but you're not intoxicated as yet. You are, however, a little bit swaying a little bit. And as you're sort of like drinking the beer from this mug, and someone enters the tavern yet again. And they sort of walk up to the bartender. Tyrone, what do you order?
Oh my god, it's his time to shine.
I ordered a what's that shit called? A coconut chocolate rum. Whatever the fuck that shit was.
Apple juice.
Coconut, chocolate coconut rum, I believe what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the tavern, the bartender kind of looks at me, goes, chocolate coconut rum. All right, very well. And he sort of like begins to pull on couple different mechanisms, mixing the drink. And he sort of just hands it to you.
I drink
That'll
the
be
rum.
that'll be 1 gold piece, please.
I give it him. Yeah.
So you hand the bartender 1 gold piece, and he goes, "I'll be here all day if you need any more drinks." And he sort of like continues doing what he's doing at the back. Tyrone, roll me insight real quick.
Okay. Insight. Hey. I got it. Yep.
16. The corner of your eye, you see in the corner of your room what you recognize to be Rakimi, sort of just enjoying a drink. You have not seen him in about a month.
Walk a little bit, Adam, so I can get rest. All right. I look closely, and then I walk up to Ramiki and be like, "Ramiki, is that you?"
Who the fuck are you?
I'm Tyrone.
Rakimi, roll me insight as well.
Hold on, girl. I might be blind. I see.
Switch a little bit real quick. Go back there.
Well. It's 24, Mario.
Just over here feigning ignorance.
Okay, that
You
definitely means you know who I
immediately
am.
you recognize Tyrone, and you know exactly who this is, but you still kind of go, "Who the fuck are you?" Like almost trying to forget.
That's crazy.
Oh, I tell her that I'm Tyrone, and in the back of my mind, I say like I should have figured that Rakimi would be here. You know,
And Tyrone who?
Tyrone, the thief, the one that stole from that
From
coachman,
where?
from that
Coachman.
tavern when we had to
That
fight all the
stupid
rats.
bastard. So many fucking horse.
Hey, Rakimi, you got any money on you?
I glare at him.
Roll intimidation.
Intimidation. 19.
Tyrone, you sort of like see the glare that Rakimi is giving you, and you kind of just have like a resignation of noted. Okay.
And I was gonna say, if you want this free rum, in the back of my mind, I was gonna charge her, but I give it her for free.
That's very kind of you. I still don't know who you are.
Is there like any way I can like try to get it to her memory, or is it like cooked?
Yeah, roll me. Uh,
Persuasion?
that might be it. Yeah, roll me persuasion.
Okay. Never fucking mind.
You sort of try your best to convince Rakini that he knows you, and it's just like his expression hasn't changed at all. It's just rock solid.
There are a lot of people in this, you know, at this place, Mario.
Yeah, maybe a couple of gold pieces would jog my memory.
I'll get some for you right now. Can I rob the nearest person next to me? Get some gold coins.
You want to rob the nearest person next to you?
Yes, other than Rikimi, because I'm trying to retract her memory.
Okay. Well, in that tavern, you see a couple different people. You see a human. Okay. You see,
Uh-huh.
believe it or not, a dragonborn. It's very interesting. Um, you see a couple of gnomes in there, a couple of dwarves, and you see an orc.
Okay, I have a bad feeling about the orc. I feel like I'm gonna know the orc in the back of my mind, so we're gonna rob the human. we're gonna, we're
Okay,
gonna rob the human.
you want to rob the human? Okay.
Yes.
So roll me sleight of hand. With disadvantage because there's so many people in this fucking tavern.
Okay, 18, and then 23.
Damn.
You've successfully robbed the human. You are able to take 5 gold from him.
Okay, how do I put the 5 gold?
Just
Why
go
does
into
it
your
matter? Because
inventory.
I'm gonna give it to Rakimi anyways, right?
It's true, but you go into your inventory. The next to weight card,
Uh-huh.
you see like your currency. You just add it there.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see it. I added it. Okay, I wish to give the 5 to Ramiki.
Okay. Tyrone sort of approaches you, Rakimi, and just says, "Your 5 gold is requested."
Yeah, I'm starting to remember. You look a little familiar. I drag the gold over to me.
Yes. We did a mission for a gnome. I think his name was Gorlock.
Yeah, glow stick.
Yeah, glow stick. Yeah, we
Yeah,
had to
that
fight a
rings a
whole bunch
bell.
of spiders,
Yeah, and then
centipedes.
a barrel fell on you. You
Oh, I don't
couldn't.
remember that.
Yeah.
Anyway, can I try to like make sure she don't remember that part, Mario? Like anyway.
Hmm.
You wanna roll to see if Rakimi remembers something.
No, I don't want her to remember that. I'm trying to change the story. I don't want her to remember that.
Roll me
They're gonna
deception.
follow me. So she's like,
Just like, no, that didn't happen.
Yeah. No.
And Mario, may I ask, the tavern
well,
that they
it
are
definitely
in
happened.
and that I was in previously,
Yes, it
is
happened.
this
Uh-huh.
Glowkindle's tavern?
No.
Okay, carry on.
I rolled 11.
Wait, sorry, repeat that, sorry.
Me?
Yes, yeah.
The tavern they're in right now, is it Glowkindle's?
No.
Okay.
So you rolled 11. You try your best to gaslight Rakimi, but it's just not working.
Yeah, it happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
It happened.
Yeah. It's kind of
Yeah.
sad. You know?
What you doing over here?
Drinking.
Have you seen anybody around?
So, I think I saw Finn earlier. I don't know where he went though.
Finn, the sorcerer.
There's people talking to him. Somebody tried to rob him. I don't think it
Oh,
worked.
word? How did that go out?
I don't think it worked. You would have done it
Oh.
worse.
Okay. Oh, just for meeting old friend, I buy Ramiki another pint.
Another pint?
Yeah.
What would you like to buy? Exactly.
I guess the chocolate rum, the thing she likes. Yeah.
Okay. In that moment, you're sort of like, you go up to the tavern, I'm sorry. You go up to the bartender, and an orc sort of comes up next to you, looking very, very familiar. Roll me insight.
Okay. Inside. Hey, I got it. Yeah, I barely remember this dude.
You recognize this as the orc that you would have also saved from the brewery, but you do not recall his name. And sort of like the orc kind of like is the bartender. Cax, what is Mason ordering?
I don't know. The strongest ale available.
Okay, so you would like to get some pale ale.
Yes, I'm trying to get hammered.
Absolutely. So like you order this pale ale, and he sort of like hands it to you, and then Tyrone was it? Yes. Would you like another chocolate rum? Chocolate coconut rum?
Yes. It's for a friend.
Wonderful, wonderful. You know, it's very interesting that you all are asking for this, but we might actually run out of both chocolate coconut rum and pale ale very soon.
Hold on.
Oh,
Can I
why?
overhear that and gasp in shock and
Yes,
terror?
you may. Yeah, it appears the place that was brewing that stuff is just inexplicably went to ruins one day. A couple weeks ago, actually.
How dare they?
Can I try to like more information on it on like the Pacific Place?
Yeah, you could just ask.
Do you know where this place is at?
Yeah, it was in the corner of Verdona, you know, a little bit farther south of the main capital. Trying to remember the name of the owner of the brewery. Oh gosh, I believe. Oh, I don't remember the name of the brewery itself, but you know, I do actually remember the name of the brewery. I believe it was the let's see. Yeah, he sort of like looks through his notes to see like the list of brewing companies that he sort of like orders from. Let's see. Yes, it was the Wizard's Tower Brewing Company. Yes, that one. Oh, now that I've said it, yes, of course, the owner's name has come to mind. I believe it was Glowkindle.
Oh, Kindle. That stupid gnome.
Yeah, I want to walk up to Tyrone and say, "What's taking so long? Like, what's
Oh,
going on?
Ramiki,
Where's my drink?"
this person is telling us how they might run out of ale and rum
How? We just
because
fix that place.
I don't know. I thought we
No.
solved the rats and everything. I thought we killed all the
That's not fair. Glowstick promised us free fucking beer. Or
yeah, and
whatever
he
the hell.
also said he'll give you a horse, but I don't see you got one either.
Yeah, he did say that, didn't he?
The bartender
Yeah,
sort of like looks
bastard.
at both of you and goes, "The last time I saw Glowkindle was a couple of weeks ago, but no one has seen him since."
Hmm.
Interesting. I
Well,
feel like he's hiding
that's a
something.
pity. He's probably dead.
Do I ever notice the org now? Like, can I question the org?
Yeah, you can.
Hey, Mr. Org, do I know you from somewhere?
Yeah, I think you saved me
Fucking
from
Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. Fucking hey.
that fire spider.
Oh yeah, what was your name? Was it like Do I have to roll to try to remember his name, or can I just say it?
Yes, roll me insight.
Hmm.
God damn it! Why did I ask?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
want to
can't
wave
remember
to
my
the
name.
orc. Can I do that?
You may wave to do it. Yes,
Ah, cool.
Rolled a
I
22.
shall.
I definitely know him.
I'll wave back.
you know his name.
Hi.
You're Mason, right?
Hi.
Yes, I am Mason.
Yeah. How did you even get in that situation, anyways? If you don't mind me asking, Mason.
You
I
actually don't remember, by the way.
I don't remember. I don't get to remember. That's insane. I blacked out.
You
I
got
don't
dementia,
remember.
little bro.
Damn, kinda crazy. Well, it's good meeting old faces. I was really gonna get a drink, and then I saw Ramiki, but no one's really sure. I was gonna steal. You know.
Wow.
You already did steal Tyrone.
Oh yeah, I did. Hmm.
The
Hey,
tavern.
How did you
The tavern.
forget?
The
the real question
bartender
is, how
sort
you
of like.
remember that? Not my name.
I'll let y'all finish. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah. How do you remember that I steal, but you didn't remember my name?
Because it happened very
I
recently,
wish
and
to
I haven't
ignore
seen you
them
in a
talking
month.
and drink more ale.
Go ahead. You're an orc, so I will say you don't have to roll Constitution yet.
Okay, cool. Also, do I have to pay for this stuff? Am I buying this ale or is it on the house?
Yes. Yes, you're buying this
Oh,
ale.
okay.
I think I
What
introduced
are
you
our
drinking the
prizes?
ale already. You introduced you drinking the ale already, so we'll say this one is free.
Okay, okay. Very nice.
Well, we want to go try to find the rest of everybody. You know,
I
since
think we're
Finn
gonna
was
get put
around
into the
here.
side quest. You don't want to try to save the pipe,
What?
Mickey?
Huh?
I said.
The
I
bartender
said.
interjects and says, "Well, I mean, if you guys go back to the brewery and find out what happened, maybe we can find the recipe for the ale and make new ones."
Nah, I'm not doing that. It's too much work.
That idea.
We get paid.
But I want a discount on all my ale.
I'm greedy.
I am greedy. Yes.
Here, I want to pour the remains of my coconut and whatever the fuck rum into my flask.
Yeah, so you sort of like pour the rest of your alcohol into your flask there.
Yeah.
And the bartender sees this and goes, "You're still paying for that, though. You know that, right?"
He already
Oh,
paid
I
for
paid
me.
for
I
it.
point
Yeah,
to
I thought I
Tyrone.
did pay for it. I
Yeah.
thought I gave him the money.
Oh, this is the friend that you were talking about. I see. I see. Apologies.
It's okay. It's okay.
Stupid bastard.
Hey, Ramiki, be nice.
What did you call me?
Hmm?
What did you call me?
Oh.
Don't mind my friend, sir. He's pretty drunk. It would be a nice adventure to go and find out what happened. Would be.
Yeah, let's definitely go do that. Let's get out of here, away from this guy.
Yeah. Mason, you coming with us?
Sure, I shall follow.
Okay.
As you all sort of like exit the tavern and go, and then the bartender kind of like yells back at you guys and goes, should I put this on your tab then, Mr. Orc? And before like you can respond, you kind of just like exit the tavern.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask if I could just like put it on somebody else's tab that I didn't know.
Hmm.
That like.
And
Okay.
put it on fins.
Yeah, I was gonna put it on fins. Exactly. What I was
There's
gonna
no
do.
way we're putting things on my tab. I'm not
Tyrone
even
sort of
there.
goes back. Tyrone sort of goes back into the tavern, and goes, and what do you say actually?
Put it on a guy's tab named Finn Larkin, sir, please. Now walk out.
Finn Larkminster? What? I didn't catch that.
Larkin, Larkin, Larkin.
Larkin?
Yeah.
I don't know that you can do that. Do you know this person?
Oh yes, yes. Very
Oh,
good friend of mine.
that was the guy, right? Of course, of course, of course. The guy that was here earlier, a couple hours ago. Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Finn,
Get
you're
a, get a
accumulating a
tab.
tab at the Verdona Capital Tavern
Yeah,
now.
great.
Uh,
Fantastic.
okay, so you guys, where are you guys headed then? You guys are actually headed back to the brewery.
Yeah,
What?
we remember where it's at, right? Or
Oh yeah.
Yeah, roll me.
Probably history.
History, yeah, roll me history.
do we all roll, or is it just me?
All of you roll with advantage actually, since we'll count that as all three of your rolls.
What are we rolling for?
Noah is gonna
History.
roll with advantage.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
one of you with advantage, yeah.
I rolled 17.
So roll it again for advantage.
3.
17 it is.
You remember exactly where it is.
Oh.
Right. So as you guys are kind of making your way to the tavern, it's gonna take, or not to the tavern, to the brewery. It's gonna take about 6 hours to get there. And while that's happening, we're gonna cut back to the party in the town square. We'll start with Finn and what was it? Who was it? It was
Roland.
Finn and Roland, right?
Roland.
Finn and Roland. Yeah. What would you guys like to do in this town square? Now you see a couple of shops. You see adventure shops that sell various like things like rations, armor, weapons, whatnot. You see a blacksmith. The blacksmith kind of has like a sign up with this like kind of like door going into the shop itself. So the exact opposite is the alchemist's shop. You see the Fletchers. There's a general goods store, and there is a kind of like also various different types of vendors selling cultural foods.
Okay, I imagine this as Roland like pointing all of these out to me purely because she spends much time here.
Right.
And I point to the alchemist shop and I say, okay, I want to go there, but not first. I want to take care of these plates that I have, and then we can go, peruse the other stores.
Perfect. That is fine with me. I have no shops I want to wander. I've been in the town square all day.
Okay.
Be my guest.
Okay.
What to do?
Take me to this organ man.
Okay.
You would know that there is like someone who, and based on your own shady background, Roland, you kind of know that there is a illicit goods person kind of in a kind of like alleyway, just like a little bit up from the square. And you would know that this is exactly the type of place that would be buying plates of this nature.
Oh, okay. Obviously, I tell Finn that I do not tell anyone else. He wants to keep this a secret, but also he does this work for, let's say, his family on the side. So it is very
Very
close
hush.
cut. Yes, very hush hush.
Got it. Okay.
I lead Finn to. I'm gonna keep calling him my dealer because I think that's really funny. to Roland's dealer. They have like their own. Once we get there, Roland does like a little. I know you're probably gonna make me roll for it. Roland does like a little bit of a security check to make sure no one really sees that they're going this way, because people just think that this is like a road just for where people, like live,
Yeah,
not
roll
like
roll
a dealer.
stealth. Roll stealth.
Stealth. Okay.
And roll it with
I was gonna say you could do it with advantage since we're both sneaking into this alley.
yeah, you're both sneaking. Well, I was gonna say if you're both sneaking in, you might want to disadvantage.
How much would that? What would that be?
I'll say both of you roll stealth.
Okay.
Okay, I rolled an 11.
I rolled
And I had my
a
modifier,
20,
right?
dirty 20.
You also have your proficiency, so you're +6. Your
Yeah, I'm
expertise
+6.
actually, so you're +6.
Yeah, +6, 11 +6, 17.
So a
17?
17 and a dirty 20.
Absolutely, you guys are able to just enter this alleyway with absolutely zero problems whatsoever.
Fire. Okay, sick. I would like to cautiously approach this bargain person in the alleyway. I introduce myself. I say, hello. Are you who I think you are?
Who's
sort of looks at-
asking?
I was gonna say he sort of looks at you, and then he looks at Roland and he goes, "Oh, you're with Roland, I see."
Hey.
We don't need to exchange pleasantries and all that. Let's just get started. Let's just get down to brass tacks. Yeah.
Straight down to business.
You buying? You selling?
Just how I like it. Selling. Fuck it. Down to business. I got plates. They're pure silver. I've already got them tested. I want at least 3 gold apiece for them. I've got 3 of them.
3 of them. Huh? And he sort of like he says, can I see them, please? I want to inspect them myself.
I hand him one of the plates.
And he sort of like looks at it, checking for cracks.
I point out, yeah, these got to be at least 50 years old just by the craftsmanship on them. I'm not sure how much of an expert you are in these type of things, but that's what my guy said.
How much you said you wanted for them? 3?
3 gold per plate. 3 plates. 9 gold total.
How many? Oh, I see. These are quite antique, actually. I've never seen anything of this like before. I'll take it. It's a deal. 3 gold apiece.
Perfect. Great. Okay. I take the 9 gold. I put it in my pocket, and I hand him the plates. And then I say, and fuck it. While I'm here, what are you selling?
Well, and he sort of like he has like a little tent in the back, and he sort of opens it up for you. And you see a array of different things. You see things like acid, antitoxin, like caltrops. You see types of like dog pepper, which is kind of like a very spicy pepper, one that's almost like banned in Verdona for its spiciness. You see what's it called, a cane sword. You see a bunch of different poisons. You see different poisons like drow poison, essence of ether, and all kinds of like one particular one is like shining bright white. Roll me insight to see if you know what that is.
Oh, please tell me I know what this is. Please.
The DC on this is 16.
I do not. I have no idea what it is. I point at it and I
help? Can
roll
I like
with advantage? Yeah.
Okay, I'll roll it again. See what I get. I got 10, so not any better. I pointed it and I say, "What is that?"
And he says, and he sort of looks at you and he goes, "If you're not in the know, I will not tell you."
I pull out the 9 gold pieces he just gave me for these plates and I say, "Are you sure?" As I spin them in my fingers.
And he goes, "Look, even if you do know what this is, I can't promise that you'll be able to afford it. In fact, the fact that you would is unlikely. Now, I don't say that to disrespect you. You seem like a pretty well-off guy. I'm just saying that this is going to go for a lot of money."
How
Can
much
Roland
are we
ask?
talking?
Can Roland ask how much? Because I feel like Roland might be able to, persuade him, get him to ease into telling us. how much are we talking for my friend over here? You know, it's me, old man. We go way back. Tell my friend over
We
here
do.
how much it is.
We do. And you know I'd be willing to give you a discount, but even at that discounted price, you wouldn't be able to afford it. The selling price is 1,200 gold.
And
Damn.
I kind of like choke on my own saliva, and I say, and what's the discounted?
1,000.
Okay. I I look him dead in the eyes, and I pull out a torch. I I then cast light on this torch, and I say, "This glow stick, or that glow orb."
Ooh.
This is. He looks at you and he goes, "This is a torch that you cast light on."
I look him dead in the eyes, and I say, "Nuh-uh."
Roll me deception with disadvantage.
Fuck. Okay.
And the DC on this is quite high.
No, please don't disadvantage me too. No, no, that's so fucked. My first roll is a 24. My second roll is a natural 1.
You would have passed it.
Please, please.
He sort of looks at you and goes, "Do you take me for a fool, sir?"
I throw the torch like 30 feet in the air, and it's just gone. It's not coming back.
Oh my
Like
god.
it lands on a roof, and I say, "That didn't happen. Let's just start fresh. I do not take you for a fool. That was not my intent."
You sort of hear like muffled through the window of the house that it or of the like kind of like dwelling that it landed on. What the fuck is that?
I
um
I then look. Well, what's this guy's name? I know what you
can we
skipped
name him?
the pleasantries, but what? Please, something that I can call you by.
Marcus.
No, Marcus is the bad guy in the hood from the one shot. We can't do that.
Was that really his name? I don't remember.
Yeah,
No, yeah, that was his name.
yeah.
Winifred. I don't know.
He sort of like looks at you, Finn,
Mhm.
and then he looks at Roland,
Mhm.
and then he goes, "You are a friend of Roland, so I suppose you are a friend of mine. My name is Dario. I will not be giving you a last name, however."
That completely fine. It is lovely to meet you, Daria. Uh, my name is Finn. I'm sure you know that. I don't know why I'm telling you. It's force of habit. Please ignore.
Yeah, it's.
Um,
I got it. Don't worry.
and I would like to. I would like to cast Charm Person.
Okay. I fuck with it. No, I fuck with it.
Dario. I fuck with it too, but like the question is if this works.
Roland's just off to the side watching this go down with just like a very hidden smirk on her face, nodding in approval of Finn.
Roll me a. It's a wisdom saving throw, correct?
Yes.
Dario sort of like, as you're casting the spell, Dario sort of looks at you and
I would like
with
to
an
cast it
instant.
in secret.
Oh, okay. Roll me sleight of hand then. That's gonna be even harder.
Natural 1. He notices.
Ah!
Carry on with your story.
Oh god.
He sort of like looks at you very meagerly trying to hide a spell. And immediately before you can do anything, he casts magic armor on himself. He's a magician himself.
Oh. He got your ass. Mario, tab back in.
Oh,
Oh my god.
and what does
Oh, and
that
fat
mean
hold
for
on.
my spell?
It means that you will not be casting it.
Ah. Now, does he know what I've tried to cast?
Uh,
He probably.
You know what?
no, he doesn't.
Okay, good. Thank God. I look at him and say, come on, listen, we're both friends here, all right. I I notice what you've done with your armor. First of all, lovely look. And second, I understand that I cannot afford the glowing item. However, as you obviously know, am a sorcerer myself, and these things, they, they they're very, very curious to me, and I wish to know as much as I can about the Arcana. My Discord just crashed.
Oh.
Did it?
Well, it's
I mean,
doing a little spinny loady thing. Okay, and we're back.
oh, well, we
Oh,
can
girl,
still hear
figure
you.
it out.
I would like to know as much as I can about the Arcana. So please, one friend to another, tell me anything about it.
I cannot part with this glowing liquid. However, hmm, let me take a look to see what I have. And he sort of like goes into his tent real quick,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like finding mutual respect for you, um,
Yes.
to find something
Okay.
that he can at least use to help you without compromising his business. Um, and this is me like literally looking to see, by the way.
Yes. Of course. I whisper back to Roland. I think I've got this.
Well, like, I think you do. On our travel from 1 month ago, I've never seen you like this. You might be picking up on some good tactics.
Hey, listen,
She
I'm
owes
just
him in the side.
listen. I'm just adapting. All right, I've doing that my whole life. This is nothing different. As I
Doing
kind of
great.
like as I kind of like look off into the distance, remembering my past, but not explicitly not explicitly sharing it. I kind of look I kind of look downish, like towards the ground with like a look of defeat, and then I snap back to reality and I say, "Don't worry, I've got this."
He sort of comes out of the tent and he is holding what looks to be a yellowish green liquid. And he goes, "This is known as crawler mucus. Now, this poison doesn't do any physical harm to anybody, but it does, however, cause paralysis for a minute.
Oh.
Now, it will not work, or it can be evaded. Use it if the person you're administering it to, or whatever creature, has high constitution. However, it is a very effective poison.
Okay.
You might be able to use it as well to study other spells. I will tell you that."
And how much are you running me for with this one?
I will give it to you for a discounted price. Normally, I sell it for 150. However, I will be willing to sell it to you for 75.
Oh.
I look back at Roland and I say, "Hey." I show her the inside of my coin purse and I say, "That's not enough."
How much do you have?
58.
I have 51.
Okay, could you just like just toss a couple in here?
Yeah.
How many do I need? I need 17.
75. 70. Oh,
yeah, no, 17 more.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, so
no, wait, let me do math.
260,
75, you're
10,
58.
7, yeah, so
Brokey.
17.
Yeah.
So can I borrow 17 coins? I'll get you back.
I wouldn't do this normally because you know my life,
Yeah,
but
I know. I'm sorry.
this is my old man. She slips 17. Was someone knocking at the door? What was that?
That was terrifying, is what that was.
Oh my god! Roland, Roland just. Oh god, I don't know how she would react. Roland would just give a small little smirk and give Finn willingly the 17 gold. I think she would.
Oh, bless. Thank you. I owe you.
Of course, every time I come here, I'm always buying something. So he was gonna expect something anyway. So
Yeah,
you
well,
buy something.
okay. I I look back to Dorian and or Dorio, and I hand him my entire gold pouch of 75 gold pieces.
He sort of looks at you when he takes the gold, and he starts counting the gold. He lays it out on sort of like a tray to the side. I starts counting it. Let's see. Just one, 75. Very well. And he sort of like goes into the back again. Or no, he doesn't. He brings it out actually. He sort of like hands you the crawler mucus.
Mm.
And he goes, please be careful. This does not need to be administered orally, nor does it need to be administered through needle. Simply touching a part of your body will be enough to paralyze that part of the body. Please handle this with care.
How much do I have of it? Like, how much is it?
Yeah, like how big is the
Give you-
bottle and whatnot?
He gave you one vial that can probably do like about 2 to 3 servings, depending on the effect you want.
Okay. Okay. I take the vial, and I pull out this like extra paper that I have in my bag, and I just wrap it in the paper.
Good idea.
And I then take some of my leftover rope, and I tie the paper, and I make sure that the lid to the vial is secured via the rope. And I don't know. I say I use like a good 5 feet of the rope in my bag.
Okay, so
I
you
get my
tied it.
dagger, I cut it, and it pretty much is like a present now. And then I put it in my bag. I put my hand out for a handshake, and I say thank you. I seriously appreciate it.
Normally, he would be very hush hush and like just like by leave type person, but seeing that you are someone who is also interested in the Arcana, he sort of like reaches out his hand and goes, "Don't mention it, but please just try to keep my business under wraps. I don't want to catch wind from the Royal Guard."
Yeah. While shaking this person's hand, hang on.
Are you? What are you doing over there?
I would like to just squeeze his hand as hard as I possibly can, just to show a firm handshake as a form of respect.
I like that.
Sure. So he sort of like does the same with you, kind of like just like very firm grasp. And he sort of says, "Okay, now please leave. I don't want to catch attention to this alleyway."
Oh, yeah, sure. I pull out a torch and I cast light upon it and I give it to him as a gift and I say, "For your troubles." And then I scurry out of the alley before anything else is said.
Roland follows behind, but she has like a hood on, like a cape, you know. She tips her cape to, his name is
Dario.
Oh,
Dario. Sorry,
My apologies.
I feel like I have to burp. Hold on, y'all.
It's fine. You guys have been saying Ramiki when it's Rakimi anyway, so it's
Well,
okay.
yeah,
I was
figure
thinking that too.
I figure with me and Ramiki, it's just like a fun nickname that I've given them, and they don't care or notice because they're constantly drunk.
Okay.
She does a little, you know, like a top of the morning little tip people do their hat. She does that to Daria, to him, and says, "Next Tuesday," and then walks away. following Finn. I feel like in this moment, Roland has never been prouder of someone in her entire life. You know, she never thought like people would, join in quotation, like in air quotes, by the way. Let me do it right here on my camera. That she would never expect this from Finn, even though they only spent a day together.
Right.
I feel like once they leave the alley, she's like, "You did really good out there."
Well, thank you. I do what I can. And only cost me 75 gold for this poison.
True.
Not that I have
I-
anything left to continue shopping with, but I figure better something than nothing.
That doesn't. I like the way you think. then, oh, sorry, y'all. I
But
got something caught in my throat.
before we continue and carry on, I notice somebody walking with a backpack on, and they walk past, and I notice that, like, I can hear coins jingling in their bag.
Mhm.
God,
I take out my dagger. I would like to cut this backpack off of them
that's
Right.
insane.
without anybody knowing except for Roland.
Is there a way Roland can assist, or she can do it instead? Because I have the advantage. Question mark.
Oh girl.
I mean, I'm gonna say this is solely a Finn task.
Yeah, this is
Damn.
all me. Can I roll for stealth?
Yes.
Please, 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 please.
Roland's, when you looked at the sky earlier, she's looking at the sky too, she's pretending she doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Okay, I rolled a 12. I do want to mention that, like, my course of action here is I cut a hole in the bag to see if there's anything else. And then, depending
Oh,
on that and what you think my roll is worth, then I carry out cutting off the bag.
Mhm.
So, does a 12 work or no?
I will say a 12 just straight up works.
Okay.
Shit falls out.
I slowly and stealthily travel behind them, um, cutting this hole in their bag without them knowing. I reach in, I grab what feels to be a secondary bag full of coins, um,
Mhm.
and I would like to firstly pull that out and put it in my bag, just like over my shoulder. I kind of just throw it in the air and catch it in my bag.
Mhm.
And then I would like to, instead of cutting the bag off of them, like, let's say the bag is like, a rectangle on their back, I would like to cut the entire face that is facing me of that rectangle off of their bag and just take everything that's in there.
I like this. I
Cool,
like
go for it.
it.
So I do that, and I then I reach into that coin purse, and I put 1 gold in their pocket.
Oh.
And then I carry on with my day. Is there anything specific that I get out of that bag?
You gotta cook it up.
I would say no. You just did an act of generosity.
What? Huh? What?
You just made an act of generosity. That you just gave 1 gold.
Well, yeah, but, like, was there anything else in the bag that I took?
Oh, okay, so like you would find like things like just rations,
Okay.
torches, whatnot. But you do also find a silver ring. Now, this silver ring,
Bless.
is it's kind of like a pin ring, right?
Ooh.
And it allows you to like it's literally like how you would imagine you would inject poison into somebody with that ring.
So it's a ring with, like, a retractable spike on it, and somewhere to,
Yes,
like, put poison in.
you can tip poison onto it.
Oh, bless. And how much gold was in that pouch?
Like 5.
Fuck. Okay. Um, So I report back to Roland. I say, dude, look at this. I show him the pouch, 5 gold, whatever. And I was like, I got rations. I got some torches. I got another spool of rope. So I'm chilling. And then I
Oh.
say, and then I got this. And I hand them the ring. I was like, is this what I think it is? Could I not just dip the pokey part into the poison and then like you know poison someone with my ring?
Yeah, this is exactly what we could use that vial we just got from Dario for.
Oh my god. This
Roland
is
obviously
amazing.
hands the ring back to Finn, respect of a thief, obviously.
Right.
That might be one of the greatest finds.
And Mario, is there a specific item like in D&D Beyond I should add to my bag for this? Or
It should just be called a pin ring.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
You don't see it? Hold on. You can add a custom item then.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I do not see it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't think it's available here. So just add it as a custom item.
Okay. Anyway, I put the actual stabbing bit back inside the ring, and I place it on my pointer finger.
Oh, you're like wearing it?
Yes, I'm going to wear this ring. And now Mario, does this ring have a spot I could put the poison into, or must I dip the barb into the poison?
So what you do
Mm-hmm.
is you it comes with a kind of like a jewel on top of it, but then the pin itself is kind of it's retractable, right? So what you do is you literally open the jewel. There's a mechanism at the back the back of the ring that allows you to press a button that opens the jewel that allows you to put a little bit of poison inside of that kind of jewel area. So it's hollow on the inside. And then you close it, and then when you use the retractable part, the pin itself comes with tipped with poison.
Okay. I take this ring off. I pull out the present that I ever so neatly and nicely not really, it's a disaster, wrapped. I unwrap it, put everything back in my bag, and I walk into a nearby alleyway to get some privacy. I would like to open the jewel and put just 2 drops out of the vial into this ring.
Are you using something particularly to put those drops in?
Because you can't touch it.
Yeah, can I just pick up a stick off of the ground?
You may, but I'm gonna have to ask you to make a dexterity check.
Okay. That is a 14.
Okay, so you find a stick, kind of a very small stick that allows you to dip the poison inside of the vial, and you sort of take out the stick, and you do the whole mechanism. You press the button, and you're able to very carefully put in 1 to 2 drops of the paralysis poison, if you will. I forget what I called it. Hold on a second.
It was the mucus.
Ah, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, of the sort of
Crawler
mucus
mucus.
poison. The crawler mucus, thank you.
Yep.
And you were able to just kind of put it inside of the tip of the ring, or the jewel of the ring.
Perfect. I then close the jewel. I seal up the vial, wrap it back in the poison and the string, and put that back in my bag. And then I inspect the ring to make sure that there aren't any leaks anywhere, nothing that needs to be cleaned up by something that is not my hand.
Right.
And then do I see anything?
Um, no, everything looked completely fine. You are able to put it inside of the jewel. Do you want to test the pin itself?
No, no, I do not. I
No.
would like
Okay.
to not waste any of this poison that I've been given, even if that means the first time I try to use it, it just doesn't work or what have you.
Right.
But
Right.
I shut the jewel, make sure nothing is leaking. I put the ring on, and then I noticed that the gem specifically, changes color, to match the color of the poison. I point that out to Roll, and I was like, dude, look at this. And I point I point at the jewel and I say, isn't this fucking sick? Also, don't hit it too hard. I don't know how old this thing is.
I I am really jealous. I'll be honest, very jealous.
I I say, yep, I'll sell it to you.
I think I'm okay.
Yeah, that's fair. Um, I then would like to just continue on. Since I don't have really gold, like I have 5 gold, I'm not gonna be able to buy fucking anything.
You can't go to the
Yeah.
alchemist.
I know. I would sort of like to go to the alchemist shop just to like window shop and look at everything.
Okay,
I
we will in a
guess.
second.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want to move
absolutely.
over to Lilac and Jasmine.
Perry. It's actually Perry. That's how we know her.
Oh, my fault. I want to move over to Lilac and Perry. So what are you two doing inside of the district right now?
What were the shops again?
Right, so you have a let me not close that. You have kind of like the adventurer's shop, which sells, your typical uh light armor, your weapons, etc., simple ranged weapons. Your alchemist shop, you have a blacksmith. There's actually a bookstore. I didn't mention that. You have
Mm.
various like vendors on the side of the road just selling kind of foods, different food products and whatnot. Um, and then you have the shady illicit goods, but like you wouldn't know anything about that. Only
Mhm.
only Roland does.
Yeah.
You have the vendor shop. So the vendor shop is selling some kind of like baked goods, various types of vegetation like amaranth and whatnot. Then you have your other works.
Okay.
There's also
Carrot, would you
an
like
arcane shop,
um arcane being
like selling things like um crystals, orbs, robes, totems, quarterstaffs, etc.
staffs?
Yes.
Ooh, okay. Harry, would you like to accompany me to the bookstore? If not, we can go where you please.
Yeah, we can go to the bookstore.
We roll over to the bookstore and enter the shop.
As you sort of like head towards the bookstore, you kind of like enter and like the bell kind of rings and like you meet it with like a very like what looks to be like a very like happy, sprightly face. It's a halfling, and she has sort of like uh ginger hair with like like a gray strand coming down with it. She's like wearing round glasses and your typical like overall vest and whatnot. And she goes, "Oh, hi! Welcome. I haven't had a customer in like I think hours. Wow, now wow. Uh, welcome to my bookstore. How can I help you?"
Greetings. Do you have any books on the god Savras?
Savris. Let's see. I mean, I have books on all sorts of different faiths. I have books on um the elementals. Um, Savras I've never heard of. I could look in the back. Hold on. And she sort of like checks the kind of like back storage area. Um, and while she's doing that, is there anything in here that you want to do, Jasmine?
Not yet. Just looking
No.
around.
Okay. Okay. And she sort of comes back out, and she says, "Now I couldn't find anything particularly um about Savros, but I did find this book on the basic deities of Polaris.
And how much would that book be?
Oh, 20 gold.
Is there any chance that a fellow avid intellectual such as yourself could give me any type of discount?
I I mean, I don't know if I could roll me persuasion.
Uh, the fucking one, Brit.
Oh god. She goes, look, you're nice and all, but I can't part with these books for anything less than what I'm selling them for. I'm sorry.
Understood. And how much was the book on elementals?
Oh, the book on elementals is a little bit cheaper since I think everyone should know about them. They are the beings that make up this world. 10 gold.
I'll go ahead and purchase that one.
Okay, so she sort of hands you the book, and you can notice it's immediately four different colors: it's green, blue, brown, and red. Right, so you can discern the elements from that, and it's about 100 pages long, and it details um the genasi, as they're actually called. Everyone just calls them elementals, but their official title is genasi, and it kind of like details their backstory, the elements that they control, the various types of regions that they dominate, um, as well as how the elementals make the world work, essentially. So it details things like um, how life is formed, how water is able to move, how the earth is able to take shape, how fire is able to spread. Um, and it has all kinds of details about the genasi in it.
Does it talk about the queen?
It does talk about Queen Sansa, yes.
Is there any useful information?
Yeah, so it does tell you that the queen has been known to be. So how genasi work is that like they're like kind of like a process of reincarnation, at least in this world. And Queen Sansa has been the most popular incarnation of the genasi of Dendro, that any other genasi of Dendro would have ever been. Queen Sansa is the most popular, right? So you have a genasi of water, a genasi of earth, a genasi of fire, and a genasi of Dendro. Dendro kind of like being the plant life that the world is made up of, um, which explains why the entirety of Verdona is just so like lush and like has flowers everywhere and plant life thrives and the soil is so like perfect for it. Um, but it also details how Sansa was able to make Verdona the most, or the second most rich nation in the entire world.
Okay. And Queen Sansa's the genasi of what?
Dendro, so the Queen of Verdona.
Okay. Alrighty. Is there anything you wish to obtain or look at, Perry?
I need to look for some armor or like a blade of some type.
Alrighty. I also believe that you mentioned looking for some type of map of sorts. I can't seem to recall it all the way. Do you think by any chance that this lovely bookkeeper would have any information on that?
I'll ask actually. Excuse me.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Have you come across a map perchance? It would have like a big star symbol under it.
A star symbol. Like a compass?
Not exactly.
Huh. I
Kind
mean,
of, but in a map form.
I don't recall getting any new maps recently. You're welcome to look in our cartography section. And she sort of like directs you and points you towards like the cartography aisle with all kinds of detailed maps, as well as um like literal like encyclopedic like what do you call like a map of the world? I forgot.
Um,
Like it's a book, but it's like a map of like the world as well as maps of different areas.
Zero clue.
Anyway, she showed the wait what?
Zero clue.
But anyway, she shows you that kind of like she like, points you in that direction, and it has all kinds of maps, and it has kind of like maps of the world as well as books that detail maps of different nations. You're welcome to look over there. Maybe something came in.
thank you.
Oh, no problem. Please browse as long as you want.
Jasmine starts just looking around, trying to see if anything looks like the map she's looking for.
Okay, so roll me a perception check. Actually,
Okay.
roll me investigation, not perception.
Oh Lord. Okay. Let me find it. 8, I think. Yeah,
8.
8.
Okay. You're able to see exactly what she described, which is just like maps of the world, books detailing how maps are made, books detailing every single map of the like nation, every single map of Polaris and the nations, as well as just maps of like general places of interest, but nothing that looks resembling what you want.
I think I think that's all here, Lilac. Unless there's anything else you were wanting from the store.
No, I believe that was about it. But if you want to talk about armor, we could visit the adventure shop or the blacksmith, I believe.
We can go to the adventure shop real quick.
Alrighty.
Okay, so you guys are heading over to the adventure shop.
Yes.
Okay, we'll just go immediately there then. You sort of enter the adventurer shop, and it has, interestingly enough, it has kind of like this like side area where it's like outdoors and there's someone manning that area, and it has sort of like various gears and whatnot needed for adventuring and whatnot. But inside has all the weaponry, has armors, and various toolkits that you will need. And the shopkeeper kind of like looks at you guys and goes, "Oh, welcome in. Please take a look at what we have to offer." And he kind of like gestures to the signs that say armor, say weaponry. Um, and then there's also one that particularly says fletchery, which is your bows and your arrows.
Ooh. Um, shopkeeper, would you have any like medium-sized
Medium sized what, sorry?
backpack?
Oh, I believe we should here. Take a look outside at our adventuring section. You know, just the side, it's to the side of the shop here. We should probably have backpacks in that area.
Okay. How much for a medium backpack and bows and arrows?
The guy manning that section is going, welcome. Well, medium backpack would go for about 5 gold, and
Okay.
then a bow and arrow. Now, you would have to ask my colleague inside, but a bow would go for approximately 25 to 30 gold. If you wanted a light one, if you wanted a heavy one, it would go for 50. And arrows would go for 1 gold apiece.
Okay. Going back inside and taking a look at all of like the different bows, she flags down that shopkeeper to ask questions about those. Oh goodness.
And then the shopkeeper goes, yes, well, the crossbows we have 25, 25 for light, and heavy crossbow go for 50. And then, were you, were you told of this outside already?
Outside.
Oh, well, then in that case, you know. Well, then yes, of course. Let me show you what we have to offer. And he sort of like comes back with a light crossbow, a heavy crossbow, as well as a couple of arrows in a quiver.
Mm. Oi. One light. Is that what I want?
If what, sorry?
I'm thinking.
Oh, okay.
Mario,
Well,
did you start Xena off with gold?
yes.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm rich.
Yes. I fear Zeta is a bit rich.
I'm
No,
rich.
I'll be right back here. I'm gonna put this back there.
All right, team.
Potty break.
Potty break.
You guys, we need to group up. This is taking forever.
I'm screaming. They said 1 gold for each
Yeah, per
arrow.
arrow.
Did they say how much the quiver was?
No, I would think
I
like
don't think
10 or
so.
something. How much gold do you have, Xena?
110.
What?
Oh, girl, where you get that go from? What
Those-
the hell?
I chose gold over armor because my speed and agility is really good. And my thought
Okay.
I'm
process
sorry.
was,
Nothing
can't hit
against
me if
you.
you can't catch me.
Nothing against you, Xena. Everything against our DM here. I don't
Why?
understand why Xena is allowed to start with 110 gold because they chose
Because
gold,
she.
and I'm not allowed to start with 50 gold because I chose gold.
Well, Cry
What
River.
do you,
I'm gonna also go pee.
what do you mean you can't start with 50 gold because you chose gold?
I mean, I did the same thing you did, Xena. And Mario
And you
said,
only
no,
figured
you're
out with
too
like
rich.
15.
Well, to be fair,
Oh.
we
Oh, well, you guys
earn
got money from your first run.
not that much.
Not
Mm-mm,
barely,
I have
girl.
75
No, they did not get
in
that money.
total.
They did
Oh.
not get that much money from their first run. You having 110 was not something I was expecting, quite frankly, but I just straight up didn't know how to write it out other than saying no.
Girl. Wha-
So
Valid.
Well, I'm rich.
I mean, in the interest of fairness, I could say that you like instead of 110, you have like 50.
No takesies back.
Or you can just give me my 50 gold back.
Well, I would do 75 because I had 75 and I didn't spend a single cent since the beginning.
Would 75 be better?
Yeah.
I think
This
that's fair. I think we do 75.
roll for it.
Rules for it.
That's what I'm saying, Xena. This is how I felt when we first started.
Ay, ay, ay.
I was told you're the richest amongst the bunch, and now my earnings from being just patient is being construed.
Exactly.
Ay,
You
ay,
were
ay.
I apologize, girl. But no, we'll say 75.
thieves. Hold
Sir Shopkeeper, may I
on.
buy a dagger, please?
Wait. Oh. Hold on, sorry, I'm
Wait,
trying to
what?
remember. I don't forget.
Okay.
Dagger.
Oh, you wanted to see daggers? Yeah, sure. A dagger here would cost about 2 gold pieces.
Are you?
Fucking green.
Mario, there's like a bunch of different types of daggers. This is just a regular old dagger.
It's just a regular old dagger.
There's no fancy
Oh.
daggers.
There is no like. Well, I mean, like, so it is kind of like. I mean, they're obviously all fantasy daggers, but like, if you wanted like a magical dagger, you'd have to go to the magical shop, and I can't tell you how much that would cost yet because I have not written that in yet.
That sounds like a lot of work.
How much is the
I'll
quiver?
take one dagger.
How much is a what?
The quiver.
The quiver, it comes with the arrows. So you buy
Oh.
10 in a pack, and you get the quiver.
Okay, cool. Can I get the light bow and the and 10 arrows, the quiver? So what,
Sure. So
35?
he sort of says, "Here, handle it with care," and he sort of like hands you the light short bow for 25 gold. And he says, and 10 arrows, you said? And he sort of like inside of the quiver, also hands you the quiver. It comes with 10 arrows. So that's 35 gold, please.
Hands over to 35 gold.
Thank you very much. Now then, anything else I can help you, lovely Lady Smith?
Have I
Did you
purchased
get
the
your
dagger yet?
Oh, you didn't get the dagger, did you? And then it was you that wanted the dagger, correct, ma'am? And he looks at Lilac here.
Yes.
Perfect. So he sort of like hands you the dagger, handing it to you hilt first, making sure the blade is pointed away from you. And he says, that'll be 2 gold, please.
Here you go.
Thank you very much. Please enjoy the rest of your days.
Thank you.
where would one find a bow and arrow to add to their weapons on their thingy, on their inventory?
You go to inventory, manage inventory, and
yeah.
then you search up whatever you're looking for, and then add it to your equipment.
No find.
You can't find it. Hold on. Like if you
Oh.
go into your inventory, there's manage inventory, and then you just add short bow and then 10 arrows.
Oh, it's because I just was typing in bow. Okay.
Yeah.
I do want to mention that it is 6:05. Technically is COTF prac time.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
I leave that up to y'all though.
Let me see if Remy is free first.
Okay.
Chat.